In this video, we're going to be learning some more Python, so let's get started. So I'm going to jump right into it by creating a list. I'm going to put some values in this list. I'm going to put 9, 7, 3, 4, 5, out of order, 1, 12, 18, 0. So everything here is out of order. We don't know which is where, but we can use the dot sort function. And the dot sort function will sort this list from least to greatest. So we want to print x in order to get an output. That's in cap blocks. Alright, there we go. So if we run this, we're going to get a list from least to greatest, obviously. Alright. Now I'm going to print a break line here. There we go. Now we're going to create some variables. So we're going to move on to if-else statements. So let's say we have a variable called xd. And I set that to 21. And I have another variable called hey, which is 12 plus xd. So xd is 21, so this is just 12 plus 21. And I have another variable called k equals hey plus xd, so we're adding the two variables. And I'm going to create a fourth variable called ok, which is just k plus hey plus xd. So it's adding everything up here. And basically, when it comes to if-else, they're conditions. So if I just say if k is greater than xd, if I have this condition here, I'm going to put a colon, print, alright, and we're going to do another else statement. So else print, so we're going to do else print. Alright. So basically what this is saying is if the variable k is greater than xd, the program is going to print okay. Otherwise, if it's not greater, if k is not greater than xd, it's going to print alright. So if we run this, we're going to get okay because k is greater than xd. And if we reverse this, we're going to get alright because k is greater than xd, but in here it says if xd is greater than k, we're supposed to print okay, but xd is not greater than k, so we're going to print alright. And that's what our program has done. Alright. So that's if-else. Now let's move on to loops. So when it comes to loops, there's two types of loops. There's for and while. The first type of loop is the for loop, which if I have a variable x is equal to 12, and I say for x in range, for x in range x, I do int x. Because basically what this is doing is, and if we run this, we're going to get a list from 0 to all the way like 12 integers. So this is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It ends at 11 because we want it's almost like a list of integers from 0 to 11. And that's what this is basically doing. Now another thing we can do is we can do x is equal to 12. I'll print a couple lines here. Right. And let's do x equal to 6, actually x equal to 10. And for x in range 10, we can do, we need a colon at all times. Print x. If I run this, we're going to get 0 to 9. And basically this is doing is printing all the way from 0 to what we've put in the parentheses. So over here, since we put x equal to 12, it's going to print from 0 to 11, which is 12 integers. Over here we put a 10. So since x is 10, this can basically be written as x as well. We did it like that, and it's going to print x in the end. Now we can also manipulate this by doing x plus 1. Now if we do x plus 1, what this program is going to do is it's going to increase the value of, it's going to print x plus 1. So it's going to print 1 to 10 instead of 0 to 9. So it's going to increase both n values by 1. Alright. Now, let's move on to, by the way, before we move on to while loops, we also can do something else with for loops. Let's say we have I is equal to 10. You say I is equal to 10. We can say for I in, we're not going to do range, we want to create a list. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need a colon over here. And we're going to print I. Alright. So this is just going to take every single value in the list and print it out. That's what it's going to do. Alright. So now we're going to move on to while loops. So while loop is basically just like, if we have x equal to 2, while 10 is greater than x. So it's like 10 int, we're going to do a print x, and then x plus is equal to 1. So basically what it's saying is x equal to 2, while x is less than 10, we're going to keep printing x, and then we're going to stop. So basically this is, yeah, alright. So, and I'm actually going to put a break line. Okay. So we start at 2 and we go all the way up to 9, which is what we do now. If we change this to 12, it's going to go from 2 to 11. So that's what a while loop is going to do. It's going to start at x and it's going to go all the way to what the while loop says. So in this case, it's less than 12, so it's going to go all the way to 11, which is less than 12. Alright, so that's part 2 of Introduction to Python. Hopefully this video was helpful. Yeah.